Hello everyone, today I'm going to be trying out vegan Chinese food from Veggie Garden, and I'm so curious about this because I've never even heard of vegan Chinese food before. The way I found out about Veggie Garden is when I made my video for Must Be Thai and I was trying all that authentic Thai food. I ran into another diner who was curious that I was filming, and he recommended that I try out Veggie Garden, and I was like, sure, why not, because I haven't tried much vegan or vegetarian food on this channel before, so I thought it'd be really cool to explore that sort of area. Let's head over to Veggie Garden now. I'm back from Veggie Garden, and so far the food smells pretty good, so I'm looking forward to it. I got a variety of different tofu dishes, and I even got one with mock chicken in it. For an appetizer, I'm going to be starting off with their salt and pepper tofu, and this one I'm looking forward to because it smells amazing and it looks really nice and crispy. I love that salt and pepper tofu. It's really addicting. I love the outer shell on the outside. It's really nice and light and crispy and perfectly golden brown. And I love the sort of spice rub they put on the outside. It tastes the sort of 5-spice dry rub, and it's really nice and savory and salty, and I can taste all sorts of different flavors, including a little bit of anise in there, and it's really fragrant and tasty. Next, I'm going to be trying out their crispy tofu with minced vegetables, and I'm looking forward to this one because it's covered in a thick black bean sauce, and I am addicted to black bean sauce. That's a pretty nice dish. It definitely reminds me of the salt and pepper tofu, but you sort of have a similar texture tofu because it's a tofu that's breaded and fried, and then on top of it you have a vinegary black bean sauce. And I love all the pieces of black beans because they're nice and fermented and have a good umami flavor to it, and the tofu itself is even stuffed with a little bit of vegetables. I see little bits of corn in there, and that's a nice popping texture. Next, I'm going to be trying their dry sauteed string beans, and I added tofu to this. However, I don't really consider these dry because already it looks like there's a nice thick brown sauce, so I just guess that's a curious name for the dish. This is a pretty decent dish. I really like how all the green beans are nice and blistered, and I love the fried tofu in there. It has a really nice texture and it soaks up that brown sauce. It's sort of like a brown garlicky sauce, a little bit salty and a little bit sweet, and it's pretty tasty. Now I'm going to be moving on to their garlic eggplant, and once again I added tofu to this dish as well, and I think it looks pretty similar. I mean, it's different vegetables, but the sauce sort of smells similar. That's a pretty tasty dish as well. I always love myself an eggplant tofu dish, and that's kind of what it tastes like. It tastes like a very standard eggplant tofu stir fry. You got this very similar brown sauce, but the difference between this and a green bean dish is I feel like the sauce is a slightly bit more on the sweet side, and it tastes like there's a touch of vinegar as well. And I also love the eggplant because I'm a big eggplant fan, and I like that there's a little bit of shredded woodier mushrooms as well as carrots in there as well. Now I'm going to be trying out their basil eggplant, and this one looks a bit different. The sauce is a lot darker and there's also basil in here, so I'm thinking this is going to be much more umami and much more fragrant. This is another pretty solid dish. I love the flavor of the sauce. It definitely reminds me more of a Thai dish because they add Thai basil, so you get that fragrance. And the sauce is a little bit more earthy and rich in flavor compared to the other eggplant tofu. So if you're going to go for one of those, I would actually prefer this one a little bit more. I also was curious to try one of their vegan meats, so I decided to go for their Hunan vegan chicken. So this is their vegan chicken mixed with a ton of different vegetables and a brown spicy sauce. Overall, I really like this dish. It sort of reminds me of a Kung Pao chicken, but better. Usually a Kung Pao chicken sauce I find is a little bit more sweet. It has more of a vinegary taste, but this one doesn't have that at all, so I really enjoyed that. And I also love the taste of the vegan chicken in there, which is really interesting. It basically just tastes like a thick, deep fried tofu skin, and it really soaks up all that sauce. And you know the sauce is good because I even love the zucchini in here, and typically I'm not a big fan of zucchini either. The one thing to keep in mind is the spice level. I ordered this medium, but it tastes very mild to me, and they have different levels of spiciness. They can go from mild, medium, hot, or extra hot. So next time I think I would try everything hot, because that way I'd actually be able to taste the spice more, but I've heard that the extra hot is insanely spicy. Now I'm gonna be moving on to their chow fun, and this is their basil chow fun. So it's a mixture of Thai basil, chow fun, broccoli, and I also added tofu to this, and it smells pretty good, but it does seem a bit on the mild side. Their chow fun here is pretty good, but it's not anything mind-blowing. I think the noodles have a bit of a mild flavor, but this is going to be a good dish for you if you like noodles and you also like to have a lot of vegetables with them, because you got all sorts of vegetables. You got carrot, you got broccoli, and what I do like about this is I like the fried tofu again. It's a pretty good combination, and overall, it's not too bad of a dish. Now I'm going to be moving on to my final dish, which is the green curry, and once again, I also got this with tofu as well. This is another pretty solid dish, however I'd say the proportions are a bit off, at least to my liking. There's not a ton of green curry paste in here, just a little bit for a little bit of tang, and a very hint of a bit of spice, but the main thing I taste that's dominating this is the coconut milk. I mean, the texture of this curry alone is really rich and thick and heavy, and it just tastes like pure coconut cream, so it's a bit on the heavy side, but you will like this if you like coconut. Overall, I enjoyed my first experience at Veggie Garden. I would definitely recommend trying out the Hunan vegan chicken. I thought this was a pretty tasty dish, and I love the sauce on there. And I also really enjoyed the salt and pepper tofu because it had a really nice, pleasant, crispy texture. In the future, I think I would like to try out some of the other vegan meats at Veggie Garden because I'm pretty curious about it. They also have vegan beef, and they even have a vegan duck on the menu, which I think is kind of interesting. Just the name intrigues me, but I'm definitely going to be back, and I think you should all check it out as well because I really enjoyed their variety of different vegetable dishes, and they got so much delicious food. Anyways, I really hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure if you did to give it a like, and also make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.